Chronic pain, can take a serious toll on both body and mind. But what if the relief you're looking for doesn't just come in a bottle, but on a yoga mat? Today we are exploring how yoga can help reduce chronic pain, improve flexibility, and restore balance. From gentle movement to mindful breathing, here to help us discover the modern benefits of this ancient practice is owner of Prana Health, Madhavi Rao. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So first of all, let's talk about how you got into having your own yoga studio.
So how I got into doing my own yoga studio was just as soon as I graduated from yoga school, one of the first ones, I decided to just share what I learned and see if I can just do it. And so the first two practices that I have were 2 Sundays in a row and had like 15 people each time just show up just out of curiosity.
Fantastic. Yeah. And here we are. So can you talk a little bit about chronic pain in yoga and how yoga can be beneficial?
Yoga can be beneficial in so many ways, and the chronic pain, it comes from our sensory system. It's our fascia, which is, they say, the second largest organ, but it's actually a connective tissue. The first largest organ is the skin. So the sensory, the nervous pathways, it comes into our fascia, and when it tightens up, it's constricting our vessels, our muscles, our organs, and then chronic pain comes in, and it consists, and it persists, and it debilitates us. And it also gets into our mind space. If we can't move, we feel sad, depressed, isolated.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yoga is good for so many different things. So talk to me about also the class that you're doing.
So I started this class, Gentle Yoga for Chronic Pain, and I started it because of my own personal lifestyle things that I started getting into pain myself. I am a pre-diabetes survivor. I am a breast cancer survivor, and I am notorious for getting injured just working out.
Right.
So I started getting into the practice by doing gentle stretches, and then finding that the breath work, the stretches, the whole thing was actually helping me feel better. And so I decided I wanted to go ahead and share this with everyone else.
Fantastic. Well, we thank you for sharing it. And speaking of which, I would love to learn maybe one or, a couple of yoga poses that are good for chronic pain.
Absolutely.
I'm ready.
All right, so we can come to a seat. And just so you know, you don't have to sit on the floor to practice yoga. You can also sit in a chair.
Fantastic. So it's kind of based on your mobility and what feels most comfortable to you? Absolutely.
So that's what I offer in my sessions. I have a space for everyone.
Okay.
There is no such thing as levels. I create a space that everyone can feel comfortable. So I actually have people that lie down for the whole class. That's all they can do. I have chairs available. I have wall space available. And the goal is to get people to start to move out of their comfort zone and see how they feel. But everyone feels comfortable in the space.
I love that, and that's so important for this kind of practice. Okay, now that we're on the ground, what do we do next?
Okay, so the way I generally start a yoga class is we sit however we can sit and just place your hands wherever it feels good for you, and we just come to the breath. Nothing special, nothing fancy. You can keep your eyes soft or closed if that feels comfortable to you. And just breathe in and out of your nose and just notice what you feel.
Well, already I'm just feeling more relaxed, even being on TV right now.
That's awesome. So the practice of yoga, honestly, is not just about the fancy poses.
Yeah.
It's actually your breath. So what I tell people is if all you do is come to the mat and just breathe, you're practicing yoga.
And it can make a big difference for people, even just breathing.
Breathing. So we have 33,000 cubic centimeters of space in our lungs, and many of us are breathing in only the upper third space.
Right,
and that's what's causing the anxiety, the discomfort, the disease, because all of that air that's stuck down there is becoming diseased.
Let me take a big breath in that case.
Yes, let's go ahead. Take a deep inhale. And then open mouth and just sigh it out. It's a way to just release.
That feels good.
Yes, so that's why I say if all you do is just come and breathe on your mat, you're practicing yoga.
Can you show me one more pose that you do before we wrap up?
Yes, we can do a pose. So one pose that I like to do, we just take our legs out in front of us, maybe flex and point our toes. And then we're just gonna reach our arms up, inhale, squeezing the navel to the back of the spine, and then just hinge forward. And then you can drop your chin to your chest, soften your shoulders, your jaw, your cheeks, and your tongue. And just breathe.
That's a good stretch right there.
Yes. Something that you could do even in a chair, lengthening your legs throughout the day. We need to just take moments to stretch out our body, to open up our vessels and our nervous pathways. And then take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, slowly come up. So yoga doesn't have to be something fancy. You don't have to do headstands.
Right, exactly.
You can just do a gentle stretch. And I offer many different options for my students so everyone feels comfortable in the space.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, if people want to get involved and go to a class, how can they do that?
They can visit my website, pranahealthpc.com. I have events coming up, including art, mandala painting, and I do a yoga nidra and sound bath, which is why I have the sound bowls here just to show. Just as all of these things help release the stress, so just signing up for any one of my weekly classes or even for one of my events.
Fantastic. Well, I certainly want to sign up. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, the website is on the screen right now. I think I'm gonna stay here for a while. This is very relaxing.